If you are thinking about applying for some form of disability benefit, you should collect all the information that you need before you make a decision. Before you file any forms, before you speak to the insurance company, before you speak to any bureaucrats, and especially before you hire any attorney. We can answer your questions so you can make the decision that is right for you. We are the Disability Guys. Hello, I'm New York disability attorney Brian Mittman. Thank you for joining me today. I am often asked by people, can I return to work after I have been injured? I've addressed this topic before, and I adamantly tell you, yes, you can return to work, and you should return to work. In New York workers' compensation, the system is now designed to encourage you to get back to work, and unfortunately, to force you back to work sooner rather than later. Therefore, if you have an employer who is willing to accommodate your disabilities, or you're able to work through your pain, or you're able to just return to work, please do so. Just because you go back to work, though, doesn't mean your case is over. You can still receive medical care, and more importantly, depending on the type of injury and what benefits you're receiving or not receiving, you could actually get additional workers' compensation benefits. So here's two examples. One, you go back to work part-time. Your employer is accommodating you, allowing you to take time off and work 2 to 3 days a week because that's what your doctor said. However, you're only being paid for those 2 or 3 days. Therefore, you're losing at least 1 to 2 days of wages. Workers' compensation will allow you to get the wage replacement benefit for that lost time, even though you're working. In a second scenario, you go back to work after, let's say, 3 weeks of being out of work. You injured your arm, and you don't miss any time ever again from work because of that injury. What will happen is that at the end of your workers' compensation case, you may actually get a monetary benefit for any permanent injury that you suffered to your arm. So, you were back to work, you feel good about yourself, you've been able to work, you got as healthy as possible, and you even got some money for the permanent injury. Therefore, you should ask your attorney or ask an attorney when you're interviewing attorneys about what type of benefits you may be able to receive. But most importantly, you can and should work. Now, if you've really been seriously injured, I wouldn't want you to get back to work if you're on heavy medications or your doctor really says you can't do it. But aside from that, if you think you can do it, you should work. Anyway, thank you for joining me today, and if you need any further information, feel free to check out my website, www.thedisabilityguys.com, or contact my office. Thank you.